Chapter 28. I have a date with the god of toilet paper. Bast had an interesting definition of interesting. A boiling lake several miles wide that smelled like burning petrol and rotten meat. Our steamboat stopped short where the river met the lake because a giant metal gate blocked our path. It was a bronze disc like a shield, easily as wide as our boat, half submerged in the river. I wasn't sure how it avoided melting in the heat, but it made going forward impossible. On either bank of the river, facing the disc, was a giant bronze baboon with its arms raised. "What is this?" I asked. "The gates of the west," Bast said. Ross' sunboat would pass through, and be renewed in the fires of the lake, then pass through to the other side and rise through the gates of the east for a new day. Looking up at the huge baboons, I wondered if Khufu had some sort of secret baboon code that would help us get in. But instead, he barked at the statues and cowered heroically behind my legs. "How do we get past?" I wondered. "Perhaps," a new voice said, "you should ask me." The air shimmered. Carter backed up quickly, and Bast hissed. In front of me appeared a glowing bird spirit, a ba. It had the usual combination of human head and killer turkey body, with its wings tucked back and its entire form glowing. But something about this ba was different. I realized I knew the spirit's face, an old bald man with brown, papery skin, milky eyes, and a kindly smile. "Iskandar?" I managed. "Hello, my dear." The old magician's voice echoed as if from the bottom of a well. "But," I found myself tearing up, "you're really dead then?" He chuckled. "Last I checked." "But why? I didn't make you—" "No, my dear, it wasn't your fault. It was simply the right time." "It was horrible timing." My surprise and sadness abruptly turned to anger. "You left us before we got trained or anything. And now Desjardins is after us, and, my dear, look how far you've come. Look how well you have done. You didn't need me. Nor would more training have helped. My brethren would have found out the truth about you soon enough. They are excellent at sniffing out godlings, I fear, and they would not have understood. You knew, didn't you? You knew we were possessed by gods. Hosts of the gods. Whatever. You knew." "After our second meeting, yes. My only regret is that I did not realize it sooner. I could not protect you and your brother as much as who?" Iskandar's eyes became sad and distant. "I made choices, Sadie. Some seemed wise at the time, some in retrospect. Your decision to forbid the gods. My mom convinced you it was a bad idea, didn't she?" His spectral wings fluttered. "You must understand, Sadie. When Egypt fell to the Romans, my spirit was crushed. Thousands of years of Egyptian power and tradition toppled by that foolish Queen Cleopatra, who thought she could host a goddess. The blood of the pharaohs seemed weak and diluted, lost forever. At that time, I blamed everyone. The gods who used men to act out their petty quarrels, the Ptolemaic rulers who had driven Egypt into the ground, my own brethren in the house for becoming weak and greedy and corrupt. I communed with Thoth, and we agreed the gods must be put away. Banished. The magicians must find their way without them. The new rules kept the House of Life intact for another 2,000 years. At the time, it was the right choice. "And now?" I asked. Iskandar's glow dimmed. "Your mother foresaw a great imbalance. She foresaw the day, very soon, when Maat would be destroyed.